Hello folks. Okay, hopefully this setup is better. I turned off my lamp because in the last video I did, it kept auto-focusing in and out like every 3 seconds. And even myself was getting a headache editing the video. So I decided to use my portable LED with I guess I turned on the room light. I do have other LEDs too, which I could use, but the center light works just fine, and this extra LED light should light me up pretty good where there's not a shadow on my face. So to reiterate, the movie Parasite, I normally watch a movie twice. I watched it twice. I watched it and then I watched it again, and of course the second time I'm paying more attention to what's going on than the first time. And what a lot of critics are saying is that this movie is a shows the difference between the poor and the rich. In my opinion, that's not the case. This is in my opinion, a movie about a downtrodden, conniving family. The dad was I think he's a driver or a taxi driver, or he did driving for about 20 years, but he lost his job. The mom was a stay-at-home mom. Both the kids are again adults and they're out of high school. They should either be working or going to college somewhere, but they're not. The son has I guess his English is pretty good, or good enough to where he can tutor and make money. The daughter, she's pretty versed in I guess graphics editing, like Photoshop and stuff like that, where she could find a job somewhere, but they choose not to. So instead, they want to cheat this rich family, and in my opinion, the rich man is a self-made millionaire. He doesn't come off as someone who comes from a rich family or grew up rich. As for the smell, because I mentioned the smell the last time, the first time you notice it is when the rich man's son, he goes up, sniffs the old man, and he goes over and sniffs the old man's wife. He goes, "Hey, she's," he has a smell, and he goes over and sniffs or he stinks or something like that. That's what the kid says. Then he goes over and sniffs the old man's wife, and who is at this point the housekeeper, and he goes, "Hey, she smells the same," and then he mentions I guess that time their daughter is that kid's art tutor, and he goes, that his art tutor smells the same, and of course after that the scene is, they're sitting there talking, go, "Okay guys, we're going to have to use different soaps. Each of us is going to have to use different soaps, and we're going to have to use different laundry detergent." And of course, as it turns out, they're trying to what is that? I can't think of the word, but they're basically saying that the rich people, see poor people as stinky. So it wasn't the soap they were using. These people bathe and they wash their clothes. So it wasn't that. And I guess they're trying to put across that, hey, these rich people are snobby. They think poor people stink. That's what I got from it. But again, in my opinion, the rich man himself seems to be a self-made millionaire, and not someone who came from a rich family and then he's rich. He had, the guy's probably one of those people who started a company, got lucky, the company boomed, got big, he became a millionaire, and that does happen. That happens with a few folks I know who of course I don't know them personally. I know them through other people who started companies small. The company, they got lucky, the company got big, and now they're in the millions. I don't know what not sure what word that is. Someone who has like hundreds of millions of dollars. I don't know them directly. I know them through a friend because they're like the cousin of a friend that I know. And so yes, it does happen. And so to me, it's not a movie about the difference between poor and rich people, because like again, this family to me is there's a scene where the daughter pretended to be some sort of a agency called Care, and she got the rich guy's wife to give them like their bank information and things like that. So I had a feeling these people were eventually going to steal a whole bunch of money from the rich people and then just take off. And of course, for the time being, they they want to keep their victims close. That's how I see it. They want to keep their victims close. So they're working for them at their house. Where the son is the English tutor, the daughter is the art tutor to their youngest son, and their mom is now the new housekeeper, and of course she's keeping an eye on the rich guy's wife. The dad is the chauffeur, so he gets a lot of contact with the rich man. And it kind of sucked. As I said in the other video, hopefully I'm going to watch this. Hopefully, stupid autofocus isn't going in and out. Hopefully, the light is correct. The lighting is correct, and the victim in all this is the rich family. They to me, they didn't come off as snooty or snobbish, even though they had money. Their house is nice, but it's not really a big millionaire's house. Maybe in South Korea, that's because the house. Of course, the house doesn't really exist. I watched the behind the scenes. The house is mostly CGI. The interior is all like the bedrooms, the living room, all that is all built on a set. So and of course that's how most movies and TV is. You'll see the outside of a house at someone's house, but the inside is at a studio somewhere. And if you go to the real house, the inside's not even close to what the TV show or the movie will show. But yeah, it's a nice house. To me, it's if I were to buy $1 million house, I wouldn't buy those. I consider them office building looking because from the outside they just look like an office building to me. It's all squared off and the inside like all tile. And Asians seem to do that, seem to like putting tiles all over their floor as opposed to either rug, which I don't like rugs either, but rugs in the bedroom is okay. Rug or hardwood floor. I guess growing up in the West, that's I guess my Western taste. I'd rather have a hardwood floor. And of course, as someone who recently moved into another house, watching that movie, knowing that you got these strangers living in the basement of your house. Of course, my house is not a big $1 million house like that house in the movie. I've been to the attic. There's nobody in the attic. I've had plumbers, electricians, or contractors, rummaging up all around the attic. So there was somebody there. They would have been found. And of course, you hear stories all the time. I think there was one where a lady was, I guess it was an apartment, an apartment that a guy was living in, and it turns out there was a lady living in the attic of his apartment. And I guess when he's gone, she would, I guess some houses have older homes, or maybe in this case, this apartment is probably an older apartment. They'll have like I guess a door in the ceiling that you can push up and over and access to the attic, and that's where she was living. And when the guy's gone, she would come down for 3 years and I guess steal food out of the refrigerator and steal food out of his cupboard. And the guy always assumed it was his roommate or someone else was taking his food. So basically, I don't think the movie should have won Best Picture. It should. Now they have a category which is Best Foreign Film, which is what Parasite should have won. Parasite should have won Best Foreign Film, and in my opinion, it shouldn't have won Best Picture. But of course, it's Hollywood, you gotta have diversity. Because I thought it was either going to be Joker or 1917. So Parasite winning, I was like, okay, because I heard about Parasite, wasn't going to bother watching it until I was like, what the heck, man? won the best best picture of the Oscar. Let me check it out. And again, it is not a horror movie, despite the movie title Parasite. It is a thriller. There is a lot of blood. You won't see any ghosts or ghouls. The creepiest scene is the scene where the little kid is munching on his birthday cake, and the old housekeeper's husband, because I guess each night he sneaks up through the basement to grab food from the refrigerator, and he happened to sneak up when the kid is on. He's got cake on the floor. He's munching on it. It shows him slowly walking up the stairs with these big bug eyes, and that would scare any any 4 or 5 year old kid. But yeah, I would recommend watching the movie if you don't have, I guess, anything else to watch, and you got time. It is 2 hours, so it's going to be your evening. So if it's an evening watch, if that's 2 hours, pretty much going to be your evening, or set some time off or during your day off and watch it then. I think the producer's the same guy who produced. I think his other movies were horror movies. Was Host, I think, was the other movie that he produced, which was the horror movie. And I think the guy also did the Train to Busan, which is I love that movie. It was a zombie movie. But this one's a little bit different. No zombies, no giant monsters eating people, and it's of course the reason I didn't originally watch, because it's not one of the things that I would actually be watching. Okay, well that's it. I recommend go ahead and watching it. Check it out and put some time aside. Of course, I don't think there's a dub out there. So if you watch, you're gonna have to either watch the raw if you know Korean, which I don't, or you're gonna have to watch the subtitle. As I said, the subtitles, or I guess the script in the movie is not too long. So I think the longest lines are around 10 words, and if your reading level is at least high school level, you should be able to read it and catch the scene and still understand what's going on. And I know some people don't like subtitles. I don't mind, because I've been watching foreign movie subtitles now for so long, along with anime foreign movies, that kind of used to it. Right, well that's it. I do thank you guys, and hopefully the focus doesn't go crazy. Every 3 seconds focusing in and out. That was driving me crazy too when I was editing the video. I tell you. All right, thank you guys.